Goody everyone, this is Dayhawk, bringing to you my take, my review of Kamen Rider Revice episode 13, brought to you by Trust. That's right folks, this episode is dedicated to the virtue, is it a virtue? I don't know, dedicated to trust. Because there's been a lot of people trying to trust in others. And believe me, that's the hard thing to do. Family, especially strangers, friends maybe. But trust is a tough thing, to do. Because in this episode, there's a line that kind of hits home. I don't remember exactly what the line was, but it's just that particular line fits the narrative of this episode, believe it or not. And also the Igarashi siblings are now officially Kamen Riders, now that Sakura is a Kamen Rider now. Much to George's dismay, in a way, but he has accepted her, being part of the Rider Club. It's just that George mentions that this driver has been defective, but he gives her his blessing, I guess. and so Phoenix, aka Shield, their ship is in need of refueling and supplies, so they need to land on Earth. Well, I know they're flying in the sky, but they landed on Earth or on the ground, whatever, and they want to refuel and get some supplies, and that means the ship will be vulnerable for deadman's attacks. And so so basically the way the commander said that apparently their troops are on short demand, and until they get more men, the Igarashi siblings are gonna do most of the fighting. Yeah, that would be most of the fighting. But the thing is, George took Ikki's driver. Reason being is, now that he has all of the V-stamps, he is trying to create a new V-stamp, I mean. And I think his goal was, if I remember, trying to combine all 10 powers into one V-stamp. Mind you, this is not the ultimate form just yet. It's too soon. This form, I may be jumping ahead here, this new form reminds me a whole lot of Build's sparkling form, where he mostly uses that form until he gets his ultimate form. And these are the terms I use to, this is the terms I use to describe, okay, you have your champion form, which is the basic form for the rider. Ultimate, which is like the new upgraded form he mostly uses until he gets to his mega final form. I know I'm using Digimon terms, but that's the way I pictured it. And I may go to a little rant, not a rant, but it's just more that after watching so many Kamen Rider shows, it's kind of sad when a rider reaches its ultimate form, all the other forms prior to the ultimate doesn't really exist anymore. Because what I've noticed is that they use the ultimate form until they get to their mega form. And yeah, they never use their previous forms anymore, which is, to me, is kind of like a letdown. But what are you gonna say? They're selling toys. And so back to my review. Ikki is gonna be without Kamen Rider powers until the end, and poor Hiromi, he's like, "Don't worry, Ikki, I will join in." But then the commander snatches his driver, and he's like, what are you doing?" And the commander's like, "You're not gonna be using this anymore." And Hiromi's like, "Why?" "Well, ask your physical health." And that was the funny line. Like, why can't I be a writer anymore? Or ask your physical health. I have to admit, that's kind of funny. And also, Hiromi said that the little demon of Sakura's is cute. and everybody just stares at him. And so it cuts to the scene where Ikki and Hiromi are just in the spa, just feeling all down, and just it's just really a sad, pathetic moment for them, because it's like without their powers, it's like they're nothing. They have nothing to do. If a deadman attacks, nothing they can do about it until Ikki gets his upgrade and Hiromi goes to the doctor. Let's see. Also, George tells Vice that he's gonna get an upgrade too, because and Vice is all happy and excited for this new form. But later on, he doesn't get a new form. He doesn't. I know I'm jumping ahead, but it's just I have to point this out. Yeah. And so Ikki and Hiromi are sidelined, and Daiji is telling Ikki that you need to put your trust in us for now. Can you don't worry about it, relax, and just trust us. Okay, everything's gonna be okay, and don't be a worrywart. And then to the dead man's hideout, and Angelica is trying to find more sacrifices to revive her husband, and her plan is to infiltrate the Phoenix ship to break out this crazy lawyer from previous episodes ago. And they're trying to get sacrifices to revive their master. So poor Angelica, she is so tired of waiting. So she wants sacrifices and she can't wait. And then there is this next scene where Ikki and his family are doing this domino thing, and hopefully they don't fall. And the mom is chasing after Sakura, and just because she doesn't want her daughter to get involved in this mess, but unfortunately there's nothing much mom can do, because she already she wants to do this, and there's no way in hell she's gonna relinquish that belt. There's no way. So mama has to deal with it. I can't blame her, but you need to trust in your daughter. That is the word for the week. Also, I forgot to mention that there is a chameleon deadman or chameleon demon on the loose. And I forgot about to add that. And so Sakura and Daiji get word that there's a deadman attack, at least where Goons is concerned. And poor Hiromi, he's just wants to help out, but luckily he saves Love Cobra. Because regardless if he has a driver or not, he's willing to sacrifice his life for the greater good. And good for him. Fast forward. Angelica managed to break out the crazy lawyer, while Julio and Oteka were dealing with the brother and sister. And they're fighting, and of course Ikki comes into play because he heard that there's a dead man sighting, and Daiji just tells his older brother that don't worry about it, please trust us. Then fast forward to them fighting, and there is that moment in the scene where Daiji and Ikki had like some kind of stare down. And as much as Ikki wanted to help them out, he knows that he cannot do anything. He's going to get in the way. So what he ended up doing instead is go inside the ship and find George, and hopefully the new upgrade is already finished. And Ikki goes in, finds George, and tells him that, hey, deadman are attacking. You need to get out. Well, you need to finish it, then get out. But for some reason, George has done every single vistamp he had except for the Rex vistamp. For some reason, it couldn't go up to 100%. And George doesn't know why, until it was discovered that Vice was the key. Vice and Ikki's trust is the key. Wanted to be whole, be in the physical world, because Ikki cannot do anything right now. If Vice was in the physical world, then he will help out and beat up deadmans for him. But of course, Ikki is afraid to let him loose because, he could eat humans and he doesn't want to do that. But he realized that after everything they've been through until now, I need to give a little. So Ikki uses the Rex stamp. He stamps himself, and Vice is now in the physical world. And that's where the stamp reaches 100%. So it's all about trust. And so back to Daiji and Sakura. They battled Julio and Oteka, and all of a sudden, I think it was Oteka's attack Oteka's attack hit Daiji, which causes what's his name? Kagerou to return, at least for a brief moment. Well, I don't know how he was released again, but he came out, and unfortunately for Sakura, it became 3-on-1. I'm happy that Kagerou has come back, even if it's for a brief moment, but again, I wish that he would have stayed in Daiji's body up until episode 20 to episode 25, because I want him to become a real threat aside from the deadmans, because I feel that he could be like this real threat. But the writers didn't do that. But that's okay, I guess. But I still feel like it would have been better off, him being in control. So Kagerou has returned, and luckily George came in and gives her the peacock vistamp. She gets a new weapon, and George tells Sakura that a rider kick can bring Daiji back, which she did, and Daiji returns, and Kagerou is back sealed up somewhere. Let's see. So Ikki and Vice comes in and deals with Julio and Oteka. And here comes the new V-stamp, the new Rex V-stamp. And the color scheme is pretty good. It's ice theme, so it's ice. And the suit itself, it's okay, I'm not going to say it needs a little bit tweaking. This time it's just okay. It's just okay. And poor Vice, he never got an upgrade that he was promised. And the reason why is George is being petty. And you know why he's petty. He is very petty. But he's going to get an upgrade soon. When he feels like it. When George feels like it. He will get an upgrade when he gets the ultimate form. But for right now, this is just the sparkling form. Eventually, it's going to get discarded. So they managed to defeat Oteka and Julio with the new form. And also, I forgot to mention too that the pieces of the eggshells, Vice glues them together and makes a shield. It's like, okay, since I won't get a new form, I better just make a shield. I mean, that's kind of funny. It's better than nothing, right? It's better than nothing. Ultimately, even though Ikki gets a new form, Sakura gets a new V-stamp, and Daiji is back to normal, and Hiromi is, still doesn't have his driver back. George mentions that there's a traitor in the works, and he has a hunch of who it is. And at the end of the episode, you get to see the commander, and then all of a sudden, the chameleon demon pops out, and that's the end. Okay. The chameleon. Here's my hypothesis. It could go either two ways. Either it's the chameleon demon that's disguised as the commander was the one who opened the gate that allowed the demons to enter the ship, or it could be the commander himself that opened the doors for the deadmans to come in. I personally believe that it's just the chameleon in disguise, because I don't think the commander would do such a thing, in my opinion. So I'm guessing that the real commander is locked up somewhere, or he's just around getting some coffee or whatever. I doubt it, but I'm just assuming that either he is gone or he is locked up, while the chameleon assumes his form and does havoc. And if you're wondering, like, prior to the ending of the episode, did the chameleon do anything? Well, the chameleon demon was the one who successfully broke the crazy lawyer out and uses itself as a diversion and disguises himself as him, so the real lawyer can escape with Angelica. And that's it. That's all I can remember. So this episode was good. The form, like I said before, it's okay. I can deal with it. Ikki had to learn how to trust people, and because that was the theme of the whole episode, is to trust people. And I actually forgot, like, I wanted to, let me see if I can remember. Oh, I remember now. Trust takes a lot of courage than worrying. That is so true. Let's be honest here. Trusting someone takes a lot of courage. Yeah. That's kind of the theme of the whole episode. I know I'm repeating myself, but it is the theme. Trust. And yeah. I'm a loss for words because I kind of have nothing more to say. So, thank you so much for sticking around. Did I miss anything? Please leave a comment down below if I missed anything. Did you like this episode of Revice? Did you not? Just anything at all, just put it in the comments down below. Give a like if you like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. It is what it is. And I'll see. Oh, also, before I do, I wanted to ask you guys, do you like Revice's new form? Is it good? Is it bad? And did you like Kagerou's brief appearance? Did you like it? Did you not like it? That sort of thing. Anyways, I'll see you all on the other side of oblivion. Johnny!